Hi guys, what's up? Happy 4th. I literally hate how I started that. I'm gonna start this over in 1 second. All right, round 2. So much better. Welcome back to the vlog, guys. It is the 4th of July, and I am running to grab Casey food because he already went to work. He beat me there, and then I'm gonna go help him at work. So just run and grab his food, and then I'll go meet him there. Technically, we are not supposed to work today, but with it being the 4th of July, we just have a really strong feeling that things are going to be a little bit crazy at the coffee shop because we have amazing customers, and when they have holidays, they all like to sleep in, and then they all like to come grab coffee because they have more time in their day, you know. So like typically, if they're late to work or if they have to work and they have a restraint, that's when we get our normal rushes and stuff, but like we don't get overwhelmed with people. And so today being a holiday, I have a feeling we're gonna get overwhelmed. I will say we did wake up this morning at 5 a.m. Because one of our employees accidentally, a newer employee, she locked the handle of our door versus just like the electronic deadbolt. And so we have an awesome security system where we can like unlock the deadbolt and stuff from wherever we're at, and we can lock it, and we also can like see if it's unlocked. I don't know, it's a really cool system. It's called Vivint, in case you guys are curious. We love it, but she accidentally locked like the handle, and Casey's the only one with that key. So we got that phone call at 5 a.m. and I don't know if you've ever gotten a phone call at 5 a.m. but when you do and it's your company, you jump out of bed and you're like, what's up, what's going on? And so after that, we were just wide awake. So we talked about going back to bed for a few hours, just maybe like till 7 or something, but we were wide awake, so we just said screw it, and we went on with our day. So I got up. I'm in the middle of wedding season. If you guys don't know, I am a wedding photographer on top of owning our coffee shop. Oh, this is really cool. I'm going to show you guys this real quick. Apparently there must be a event going on here at the park because they have the fire truck up. That is really cool. Small town living, guys. It's so much fun. Okay, back to what I was saying. I am a wedding photographer, and summer is the most popular time for weddings, especially in Idaho. So I have been photographing weddings every single weekend through June. Now that it's July, I have an event that I need to photograph this weekend, but I have a couple weekends off. I do have another wedding in July, but definitely not as many. It's a car show. Guys, why did I not take Luigi? I always don't know about these things, but will you guys please remind me next year to take Luigi? Speaking of Luigi, I want to show you guys this clip real quick. Jumping over to a still picture that I had Casey take for me last night, super fast. We literally got home. We had been working all day. I threw on some red lipstick and I was like, babe, take this picture for me, please. I need it for 4th of July. So check this out. So cute, right? Oh man, Casey did a really good job. I wish I would have had time to actually like get ready. My hair was like nasty, but you know what? It worked. All right, for the 3rd time, I'm gonna try to tell you guys that this morning, since I was awake, I just went to my office and started editing. So super nice to actually get that done. I finished up a wedding that I photographed 3 weeks ago. That's pretty fast, honestly, as a wedding photographer. Most wedding photographers say in their contract between 6 and 8 weeks, and I always say between 4 and 6. And that way, if I get really busy, I do have like an extra buffer. But to be honest, like if I dedicate the time and sit down and do it, I can get it done pretty fast. My hair is still soaking wet. I just hopped in the shower and tried to get myself ready for the day. I'm not too fussy of a girl, to be honest. I'm like, I leave the house with wet hair and don't wear much makeup, but it's all right. I sometimes wish I did. I always feel like girls look so put together, and I'm like, I gotta go to work. Gonna run and grab Casey and I food, and then I'm gonna head over to the coffee shop, and I figured I would show you guys just some updated footage of the coffee shop. It's been a while since I've walked you guys through there, and now that things are going at the new shop, it's kind of fun to see it. It hasn't changed a whole lot maybe since the last time you saw it, but it is fun to just kind of like see how it flows and all of that fun stuff. So I'm gonna grab food and then I will take you guys into the coffee shop. So, cool story for you guys, actually, that I just thought of. Where I grabbed lunch from today was actually our friend Lane's business. And he's totally going to watch this vlog because he always watches all of them. But I want to show you guys. So this is a food trailer he started, and I actually helped him make his logo. Super, super fun. So Lane was in the United States Air Force, and he was a customer of ours. We always had so much fun talking to him. And I'd say probably a couple years ago, he talked to us and he said, you know what, I'm just like ready to move on from the Air Force, and I really, really, really want to own my own business. And he started getting really into barbecue, and not hamburgers and hot dogs, not like 4th of July barbecue. I'm talking like brisket and pulled pork and all that delicious stuff. And so, don't go, buddy. There we go. Driving. Ugh. So we talked to him about opening a business, and I wouldn't say that we coached him because we didn't really, but we just counseled him in the sense that anytime he had questions or wanted to run an idea by us, he reached out. And it was so fun to help him get his business going, even though we really didn't help. He did all the hard work. We just were, we were a soundboard to come to when he needed to. And we would give advice when we could, talk to him about things like employees and location and costs, just like little stuff like that. And anyways, I was just talking to him while I was picking up our food, and he has been in business for 5 months now, and things are going so well, and he's straight killing it, by the way. But we are so proud of him, and he was talking to me today about just kind of like his future plans and what goals and dreams he has for his business. And that's so cool to me, you guys. So cool that we could be a tiny part of his journey to being an entrepreneur. So super, super freaking cool, dude. Anyways, I'm now headed back to work and I really am going to go and help them. This car show, man. I'm like so mad. Why did I miss out on this? Luigi would have been so perfect. I have not taken Luigi to any car shows yet. He's a 1964 vintage Fiat, fully restored. So stinking cute, guys. All right, off to work. I will talk to you guys soon. All right, as luck would have it, I got to the coffee shop and it was slammed. So I just jumped out of my car and ran as fast as I could to help them. But we just ran out of some of our product here at the shop. So I ran over to the other shop and grabbed a bunch of it. And so now I just got back to work. I'm gonna walk inside and I will film. There it is in the background. I'll film the shop for you guys and try to talk you through a little bit of like what we have going on, the flow and all of that good stuff. Because I know a lot of you guys have asked about that, just like how we constructed it to flow and like what that whole situation looks like. So I will go walk you guys through that. Okay, first things first, our lot that we bought was not massive. So we tried to fit as much as we could in a semi-small space. So we have one entrance over here. As you can see, it's kind of like an in and out, and then we just painted lines to get people to drive through the drive-through. We have these parking spaces. We have a shed for extra supplies, obviously our dumpster, and then a few handicap spots. Okay, walking in the back door, we come into a walk-in refrigerator. So lots of space for all of our milk and Red Bull. We have a built-in area for supplies. side, the flow is super important because it's hard not to run into each other as you're working. It's really important to us that every person stays on a job. So we designate someone, you're on the window, you're on the bar, you're making Red Bulls, you're making blended drinks, and then we try to just kind of pass the drinks on to those people so that we can focus on what we're working on and not bump into each other all the time, especially when things get crazy and you're trying to make 30 drinks at the same time and figure out where they're going, where we need to designate the drinks to. Gets a little bit hectic at times, so it's super important to just stay on a station and not mess around. Coming around here is our drive-through. So cars first get to this preliminary menu. It's a smaller condensed menu, but at least helps them start to get an idea of what they want. And then here on the side of the building is our full-fledged menu. So I've talked about it quite a bit in the past, but one of the things that we don't do here at our coffee shop is have an order box out at the drive-thru, which at times, yes, can be something that's not necessarily a good thing, because cars do get lined up and it helps us to be able to know what all those cars back in line are going to want, especially if they just have one drink, and then have it ready for them at the window. So our system that we use here is that we take an iPad out to the cars and we take their order in person. Something we believe in is just human interaction. We love talking to our customers. We love getting to know them. We love greeting them with a smile. We just feel like it's made a big difference in our business. So when we see that the line is more than 3 cars, we send someone outside with an iPad and they go take all the orders in line. And then that way they send them in. They basically just iMessage an iPad that we have mounted inside, and then we start making all the drinks and have them ready to go for them when they get to the window. It's a system that works great for us, but it definitely took time to master that system because drinks were getting confused, or people who run outside don't take the order the way that they should. They forget little details like an extra shot or whipped cream, just little stuff like that. But we are starting to really master that system, and it's helped us immensely to be able to get through our line really fast. I would say on average, most people spend about 2 minutes at the window. So with a single lane drive-through, yes, if you are the 5th car back, that is going to be about 10 minutes. But if you imagine 2 minutes per car to get your order, make your drink, ring you up, it's really not that bad. It's just the fact that we only have 1 lane at this coffee shop. Our other shop has 2 lanes, so we can get through cars so much faster just because it's small, it's condensed. We take your order, you're right there, and then there's 2 windows going at the same time as well. So it's a catch having this coffee shop and the way that we set it all up. Alrighty guys, there you have it. There is an updated just kind of walkthrough of the shop and of how the flow has been going, just because I know a lot of you guys have been asking us questions as how that all goes, especially if you're kind of looking at opening your own shop. So that's the baby. Let me turn this around for you guys. I don't want to steer you guys wrong. I believe it's around 1,400 square feet for the shop. We put up this fence here that as just a little privacy so that people who are sitting on the patio aren't really getting stared at by all the cars in the drive-thru. We have an entrance here on this side, and then we have another entrance over on the other side, but if they come from the other way, then they have to wrap around the building right here. And we do only have the 1 drive-thru window for this shop. Today's felt kind of weird. I would say the whole week's felt a little bit weird because for like the first time ever in the history of our business over the past almost 6 years, I haven't been on the schedule. I was on the schedule on Monday to cover an actual shift, and then I haven't been on the schedule any of the other days. So I have just been stepping in where needed, and it's a weird feeling, to be honest, but it's been good. And I'd say in some ways it's better for the business because I'm going in and I'm helping, especially during big rushes, but I'm not stuck there all day. So if there's something that would be more productive with my time, for instance, like going home and working on training manuals, or working on like our social media, our marketing, or ordering products like new shirts and hats and stuff, like if there's stuff that I could be doing rather than just like standing there while it's a slow hour, it's better for me to go handle that kind of stuff. For instance, like today, truthfully and honestly, should be at home editing. I finished one wedding, but I have 2 more in queue that I need to edit. And they just happened over the last 2 weeks. So it's not like I'm really behind. I'm not truly behind, but it would be good to get those done because I have a full staff and they're doing great. And they don't need me there babysitting them all the time. Although sometimes I will say that as a business owner, not that I'm like babysitting, but to just check in and make a presence and answer questions and just kind of like be there for them is really good for the business. And it's not that I want to put pressure on them or like look over them. It's just that like a lot of times, especially right now, I have a group of 6 who are going through training. And so while the other girls who are on shift are focused on like getting the drinks out the window and helping the customers, especially on a busy day like 4th of July, I can stand there with the trainee and I can just basically help her and look over her shoulder and answer her questions and stuff. And so that relieves the pressure off my other employees to be working on the drinks. So there's always something that I could be doing. But there's times where, you know, there's 3 people working, no trainees. It's not that busy. They're doing great. Then I'm going to go use my time and go work on something else that would be better for my productivity. And that is honestly, you guys, if I'm being like so 300% honest, it's like my famous saying, I'm like 300%, don't ask me why. That's what I've wanted for so long as a business owner, is to be able to just channel my energy into things that feel good and things that make my business better, you know, and it's taken a long time to get there. I feel like so many people start a business and they just want to be a boss after one day, you know, or like, okay, I'll work really hard the first month and I'll put in, you know, 100 hours a week the first month, but after that I want to hire people. And it's like, I hate to say it, but I did that grinding for 5 years, almost 6, where I still worked every single day at the shop, 4 a.m. And financially that helped Casey and I a lot. It helped us to be able to save money and pay for having 2 shops. You know, we didn't want to take out a ton of loans on our second shop. And so it helped us to be able to save money. It's not that we personally really got to enjoy the money, but we did it in a way to help that someday we can enjoy the money. Dave Ramsey is a famous I would say like financial guru, and one of his sayings that he always says is live like no one else now so that you can live like no one else later. And I feel that way in business too, you know, like by us reinvesting into our company to make it bigger, to make it better, someday we'll get to live like no one else, because right now we're living like no one else. And it's testing and it's frustrating at times. I will say, you know, like the really, really long, stressful days, the days where it just seems like everything's going wrong. Customers are calling with complaints, employees are having issues, the schedule, someone calls in sick, and you just feel so beat up and so exhausted. And you're like thinking to yourself, okay, what reward am I getting out of this? And if you aren't paying yourself and you're reinvesting into your business, sometimes that reward feels really small, but hopefully one day it will absolutely pay off, you know, and I truly believe that, and I see it, you know, it's starting to, even just my time, maybe not financially, but in time it's paying off. The fact that today I am off and I can do what I technically want to do, although I did go to work and worked all day, Casey as well, my husband, but it's good, it's so good. And I'm rambling, and I'm really sorry I'm bringing you guys along for that, but I just went down a tangent. I'm gonna go inside and play with my dogs and let them out, water my flowers, hang out at home for a few, and then I'm gonna probably start editing. And don't worry, I won't bring you guys along for that because you guys would be so bored. It seems cool, but it's just a lot of this picture, that picture, straighten, this picture, that picture, straighten. So yeah. My goodness, you guys, I ended up sitting down to edit and realizing just how freaking exhausted I was after getting woken up at 5 a.m. last night I wasn't planning on getting up so early, so I didn't go to bed until like close to 1 a.m. Ooh, that sun is beautiful, huh? And so then when I did get woken up at 5, it just didn't occur to me that I literally only slept 4 hours. So I sat down to edit, and I was like, wow, I am ridiculously tired. And the next thing I knew, I took a 3-hour nap, which is good because in southern Idaho, the fireworks don't start until around 10 a.m. and don't end until around midnight because it doesn't get, did I just say 10 a.m.? Can you guys tell how tired I am? Fireworks don't start till 10 p.m. and don't start until midnight because it doesn't get dark. It's like the weirdest thing. So I'm kind of glad I took a nap, but I'm also kind of like, oh, I need to wake up. I'm headed back over to the coffee shop. Let me show you guys. Technically supposed to close in just a couple of minutes. And you can see we're still quite busy. But I wanted to head over and help them close because with it being like 4th of July, I just know that a lot of them are going to want to go hang out with their families and watch fireworks and all that good stuff. So we are, we being Casey and I, are headed to the coffee shop and we are helping them close just to get them out of there faster. That way they can go home and hang out or go to a party or whatever they're doing, barbecue. So we just wanted to help them. Anyway, so I'm gonna go inside. I'm going to help them close, which is not exciting at all. Just like editing. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching today's vlog. I hope it was fun to see the coffee shop, to see how it all flows, to learn a little bit more insight about why we put stuff where we put it, and how we navigated our parking lot. I believe it's just over an acre, but less than an acre and a half. And so for us, it was just kind of like how we could situate the coffee shop in this parking lot, given what we had, and make the best out of it. You know, you have the most space, but also have lots of parking, have a good drive-through. So there's just kind of a lot that went into the engineering side of making this building happen. And then now that it's here, obviously there's little things that we would change. We put the ice maker in that corner. So if you guys watch the fast time-lapse video, you'll notice a lot of us spend a lot of time in that little tiny corner because the ice machine's there, our Red Bulls are there, and our blenders are there. Which when we were planning it out made sense to us that like you're gonna grab your ice, then you're gonna blend it. But what happens is all of us who are taking orders, whether you're at the drive-through window or you're at the lobby, you get the cup and then the next thing you need is ice. And so it's like frustrating that we all pile up in the same corner. And it just keeps happening. So I don't necessarily know how I would change that. Maybe just make that counter even bigger actually, so that people could be blending and making Red Bulls and there still would be space enough to stand there and get ice. But that's definitely like the one and probably only big thing that I would change about what we did with this building. Just because it does clog up the productivity. So there's that for you guys. If you have questions, let me know. Just write them down in the comments and I'll be sure to answer those for you guys. But I'll be back soon with more videos. Happy 4th of July, you guys.